Oh, this okay. So this is another one of my personal bugaboos that I guess is going to come into the conversation right now of the idea that objective reality defined in that enlightenment sense is truer than subjective reality is, I think, cowardice. I think it is simply
Mm,
cowardice because your subjective reality is true. My subjective reality is true. They do not always agree.
mm,
But they have an effect. They affect our behavior. They affect the way we exist in the world. They
mm,
are built upon likely misunderstandings of the world and our place in it, and we need
mm,
to undo those, but we can't ignore them.
mm,
And the
mm,
emphasis on the measurable, the observable, the recordable, and the universally true
mm,
serves as a means of covering over all these places where there are very real effects happening from things that maybe we don't understand correctly and
mm,
that require us to look at them more.
mm,
Um, and I always think of subjectivity as the objective world sort of crinkled up on itself.
mm,
So it's this deep maze, it's this kind of cavernous confusion of what is objectively true, but there is nothing in the subjective that is not of the objective world and that cannot be
mm,
understood as a part of it if
mm,
we come to know ourselves. The
mm,
Greek over the Oracle of Delphi, know thyself, the
mm,
sort of main, which I think was Socrates was into that too. Correct me if I'm wrong,
mm,
but just that like coming to understand oneself.
mm.
Um, I forget how I got there from Aristotle, so you'll have to rein me back in.
No, no, not at all. Yeah, I mean, I think that was like we're talking about rationality. Like we're essentially saying
Mm-mm.
what is it and what has it become in to us late modern people.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'd
Yeah, how
agree
would
that.
I was gonna say how would you define rationality, or what would you say on that?
Yeah, I mean, just from reading different philosophy and also Vervaeke especially, like I think, yeah, it's not like it's not only propositional logic. I mean, I think developing that can be a good thing. And Plato talks about like in early education, kind of developing kids like calculating ability with mathematics and everything. In the word rationality, we have ratio. So it's maybe the idea of being able to see. And so this is a little bit related to what you were saying about the measurable. And I think there is some value to that, like literally measuring the value of certain perceptions, like I'm jealous. How much of that is my development or how much of that is what I need to do in this relationship? And, you know, uh, there's all sorts of, yeah, in your life, your perception and your thinking, you do want to kind of see the value of different things and be able to proportion things, measure things, and kind of come to like a better understanding of them for going towards the good, the true, and the beautiful, towards having a harmony of the soul. But yeah, yeah, I agree that it is not this narrow, yeah, propositional logic where, according to Vervaeke, and I think it's very convincing, where you get it developed into Hobbes and especially oh, who was the? I can't believe I'm blanking on the name. Hobbes and well, anyway, I remember one of the major thinkers of the Enlightenment,
Oh,
um,
Descartes.
Descartes. Thank you.
Yes, yeah. I remember from
And
your notes. Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Right, should have looked over at those. But yeah, where you have this, eventually, it's like. So the only thing I really know is myself, and I'm sort of trapped in my calculating brain. This whole world around me could just, including my own body, it's very possible that this is just some sort of illusion. There could be some kind of demonic force in the world that has, like the Matrix, has just made all this stuff. And, you can see how it leads to unhappiness, suspicion, just all sorts of negative things and no positive things, and definitely leads you away from a fullness of experience of life. And I think being a good person to others and everything, and I don't think it makes you smarter. I think it can make you sort of a stereotype rational atheist, sort of uh know it all and you know everything except how to make yourself or others happy. You know,
Yeah.
you only know how to be like smarter than thou, and maybe you can feel superior in that way, which not sure how why that's a good thing. So yeah, so I
Well,
agree that rationality is like is I think rationality is very important, and Aristotle distinguishes humans by their rationality. But yeah, it is not this. It is more like a participatory knowing. There's different kinds of knowing. It's in the body and in the world, and it is not this limited kind of using words logically and only, words and sentences and grammar and deductions and things like that. It is, yeah, not, it's not like that kind of thing.